What's up, traders? Welcome back to Daytona Beach here in Florida. I'm hanging out on the beach right now. It's wet. I'm gonna get wet pretty soon with these waves and stuff. It's super hot. But I want to share with you today a trade setup I took recently, kind of because you guys asked for trade setup on my trading and stuff. And I want to show you how that can be done also with freedom. So you don't have to be there to take the trade yourself. You can just like leave it there and basically have your trade taken automatically, or at least have alerts, so you don't have to be there to watch the chart all the time 24/7. And that's what I'm all about. So I'm gonna take my computer off here on the beach and share with you that trade setup for now. So just before I get on this trade, I want to make sure that you guys understand that this is not about just a trade setup over here, but this is not about just a trade setup over here, but it's about kind of the overall context and the things that you look at around the setup. So you need to understand the context, you need to understand not only the entry, but all what's around, as well as kind of what's the principle behind why that works. And I want to show you, basically this is on GBPSD. So last week, I always begin my analysis on the weekly chart. So basically my thought was that from this weekly chart over here, price went upward to this level over here, 2.05, came back down all the way to 1.85, came back up, and we're kind of starting to lose some momentum on that pair. And price once again broke this level. Okay, so it broke the level 2 times. Over here, the first time, this area, and then over here the second time. And the reason why I say it broke the level is because of the fact that this level in my mind is kind of more around here. Okay, that's the level. That's my zone that I expect price to go upward from and to kind of reverse from. But this below, it's like too low. So for me, it's not a valid support zone. That's like beyond the support zone. And which means that in that case, if you're gonna get a support zone, price goes above, test it, and break it. Then what you do is you expect a kind of pullback or retracement to the zone, and then you'll be looking to trade at that zone, okay, as a kind of short trade to the downside. And that's kind of like the principle here. So the strategy that I have now is like just saying that I always talk about, the same tools, the same setup, but you need to understand the context. And the context here is that, kind of like a trend continuation pattern on that pair. And it might be longer term, might be short term, it doesn't really matter. The important part is that you understand that there's a context in which the market could give you a good trade, and that's the only thing we care about for now. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go on a lower time frame, look for a setup, and in that case, price made a really cool setup, not on the 4-hour chart. So I'll just bring over here my Bollinger Band, but you'll see that on the 4-hour chart, kind of price had this big push, which could be a big push from institution, or it could be just like a bunch of orders in the market that were triggered there, and a bunch of sellers that were kind of stepped out from this point over here, which is like a major point. So it could be that. And then we don't really care about this. What we care about is the fact that price pushbacks up, loses some momentum with these candlesticks, and then we get this engulfing candle over here. So black engulfing candle, sign of rejection of this level. And keep in mind we're looking at a trade to the downside on that pair. So once I get this engulfing candle, I'll enter below the low, put my stop loss above the high, you can give it some room, and then I'll put my take profit at 1-to-1 around here, and 3-to-1 over here. Okay, and this is like the trade that happened. Now at 1-to-1, what I'll do is I'll close half of the trade. Now usually I do not move my stop loss, but on this pair I moved it, and that's kind of partially an error for me, partially a valid reason. So basically the thing is that I saw price push fast in this direction and made this kind of low over here. So it will make sense to kind of move your stop loss beyond the low to kind of trial your stop loss. I personally didn't move my stop loss here. I just moved it at the break-even point once I saw this high forming, and then price just went down in the right direction. Okay, around this area here, I felt like price might reverse back up just because of the fact that I wasn't completely sure about the trade, and that's kind of fine. That's part of life. You gotta be willing to accept that you won't be always sure about your trades, but that usually just letting them run is the way to go. So I just let the trade run, and a few hours later the trade was triggered here at 3-1, the full take profit. And so basically on that trade you would get a 2R, okay, which is in my opinion pretty good, based on the fact that you didn't risk too much and price could still reverse in your face and you will still be break even, which is kind of not the best scenario, but not a bad one either. But that's the principle. So price went all the way to take profit, and just want to kind of show you guys this trade setup over here. Not to kind of tell you that this is a good trade and that's like always like that I always get good trades. That's not true. There's some trades that are losers. There's some trades that I make mistakes on sometimes, and that happens. But the point is that this strategy is the one that I trade to make an income, and that's the one that's been helping me to kind of trade Forex for the past few years. I've been trading only that on different time frame, different contexts, different pairs, but that's what it's all about. Now I just want to kind of direct your attention for this week on a pair that's doing the same. These GBP pairs for the past week were really strong in the sense that they kind of went down to a zone and that we're kind of looking to trade. So this pair GBP CAD is also to support. Good place to look for bullish setup. The same thing as before. But keep in mind that like on GBPSD, if price will break out this zone, then what we look for is a push to the zone and then a continuation to the downside. Okay, and you can use the same technique, same setup that you have bottom lower time frame with the Bollinger Band. Okay, so basically in short, if you want to get my help to implement this properly, I'll put the link below. You can schedule a call with me. We'll get together on this call and see how we can work together, how I can help to make sure that you are profitable in the next few months and how to make this work. Also, we'll put a link below for this strategy and how you can like implement it and stuff. All the rules are there for free. You can check this out as well. And that's it for now. So guys, I hope that makes sense. Once again, I trade set up on JP and ZD and stuff, and you guys can kind of see how it's done. I have a free course for you guys to learn the strategy completely. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link below for that in the description. Check this out. Once again, comment below with your thoughts on this video and on this trade. I would love to hear your thoughts, of course. Here are a few comments from the past video. Appreciate you guys for leaving comments as always in the comment section. And I'll catch you back here pretty soon. Ciao.